You know the higher elites, bro. You already know who they are, bro.
You know the path you're
Andrew,
going down is dangerous, my friend.
I
That's what I'm
don't give
worried
a
about.
fuck. I don't give a fuck. They can't touch me. I'm a god.
Ryan Garcia's possible mental breakdown is why setting the internet ablaze. The man who was once called a prodigy and respected by all has now become the laughingstock of the internet. I know that athletes, and especially young athletes, are under a lot of pressure, and ever since social media was introduced to the game, they are under even greater scrutiny. But how can a man go from looking like this and talking like this a year ago?
It's all within yourself. You have to search. You have to try to find. You have to ask constantly, and then that's how you find out. You have to seek, and then you'll find.
To this,
Floyd told me, he's like, I'm gonna do. He's like, you have my word. I'm gonna teach you it more. And then I said, well, we're gonna do the video. At the end of the day, he told me that my shoulder roll was good.
and I don't want to be mean, but it looks like the only thing he can kill right now is a keg of beer at your local bar. To have a Christian calling himself God truly makes you wonder what drastically changed him. Was it the alcohol abuse? Was it the snow white abuse? Or was it something completely different? But for a lot of people, the turning point happened a year ago when he had to face Gervonta Tank Davis. Before the fight took place, the boxing world was in an awkward position because the top guys didn't want to face each other. Every time I heard about boxing, it felt like it was the sport for competitors, and this led to the boxing world being full of boxers that would rather keep a clean record than face a real challenge and build a real legacy. But this fight between Ryan and Davis was seen as the fight that could rekindle the public's love for boxing, because those two guys were undefeated before that match. It was probably the biggest match at that moment. But that match that could save the entirety of the boxing environment saw Ryan face a lot of restrictions because Davis's team made Ryan agree and sign a lot of clauses that would give Davis a clear advantage.
We really came together and really conquered the poison that's been stopping boxing from having the biggest fights. It wasn't easy, but we found a way. This has been a fight that I've wanted for a very long time, and because for me, to be a champion, you have to beat the best. It's not about the titles. It's not about like I said, the titles. It's about who you beat. And for me, it's a testimony to the respect I got for him as a fighter. To me, I believe he's one of the best, and I've had that type of mentality since I was a young kid. Growing up in the amateurs I never thought about the weight class. I only thought about who was in it, because I want to be the best. And during this whole journey, I definitely put boxing first and the fans first, because I had to accept a lot of stipulations. They know it, going down in weight.
Like the rehydration clause that stated that Ryan wasn't allowed to gain 10 pounds in between the weigh-in and the actual match, and that would obviously restrain Ryan from reaching his full potential. But the great Ryan didn't do it for his person, he did it for boxing.
But those are the little things that I said to myself, you know what, if I put myself first, I should say no. But my heart don't let me. I got the character of a champion.
The day of the fight came and Ryan got seriously overpowered by Davis. By round 2, it felt like Davis was in complete control. But as long as there are two men standing and that the timer is still on, the match isn't over. But by round 7, my boy Ryan got hit with the be humble sit down. People do not realize how much damage a hit to the liver can inflict on someone. If you're not facing a galactic threat level such as Thanos, you do not need to aim for the head. Just aim for the liver and you'll be considered as the Goku at your local bars every weekend. As a competitor, losing the most important match in your life might make you feel disappointed in yourself. You might even be angry at yourself. But that's not the reason Ryan became what he is today. It's probably because of what happened afterwards with his agency, Golden Boy. Just like anyone, you would want the people that are close to you to support you during such a dark moment moment of your life because you just lost the most important fight of your life. But from what Ryan told us, his agency or manager were nowhere to be seen. They had a little back and forth on social media, but it was really during a press conference to promote a fight against Duarte that Ryan Garcia decided to send a jab to his agency Golden Boy.
You know, one thing that's been on my heart is the statements that Bernard made, where he'll decide if I'm gonna finish or if I should continue boxing after this fight. He don't decide that. My coach does, my team does, everybody that, you know, grinds with me day in and day out, that's who decides, and ultimately God decides, not him. Nobody was telling him when to stop boxing. You know, he stopped boxing at 45, so kudos to him, but he don't determine that. And another thing I want to touch on is, you know, Oscar saying that, you know, we misinterpret, you know, what they say. It's plain English. I didn't hear anybody speaking any language I don't know. So, you know, it's very clear to me that, you know, they're backing this guy to beat me just like they thought Duno was going to beat me. He was the next Filipino star. They saying he's the next Mexican star. You know what? I put everything into this fight. You know, for the first time, I'm extremely committed in a long time. You know, 2021 was one of the times it kind of broke me. 2022, you know, changed me. 2023 opened my eyes. I'm about to come back for everything. You know, I'm just lasered and I'm laser focused, and that's where my confidence comes from.
And there's a reason the saying, don't wash your dirty laundry in public exists, especially in the business world. You try to resolve problems in private, not in front of everyone. I mean, just look at his face. Right now you have your boy, your fighter dissing you in public. I bet you right now in his mind it might be worse than Fukushima. Washing your dirty laundry in public when you're someone like Ryan Garcia can be seen as a deleting move, because now your ops aren't just the competition, aren't just the other boxers, aren't just your haters, but your fucking team, manager. You're putting them in a pretty awkward position because you're kind of exposing them and they have to react, they have to defend themselves, and they have to go at war against you now.
Bernard stated that if it was him as a legend, as a fighter, as a legendary hero, this is what he would do. He didn't say, well, this is what Ryan should do. So when you're dealing with kids, it's really hard to get across that message. And, you know, then you have Ryan saying this and that. So it's all BS.
And now they are in a legal battle because Ryan is trying to leave the Golden Boy boat. After that, Ryan didn't really appear too much in public, so it's hard to tell how he was doing. But the Ryan that showed up at that first podcast in months felt like that was his evil twin.
Because I show him the shoulder roll and he starts laughing. It's not bad, but it's not great yet. But I'm half Floyd trained me on doing it. He told me he was going to train me on how to do the shoulder roll.
Have you sparred with Mayweather at all or no?
No, we wanted to do it, but I didn't.
That should be an interesting spar.
But then we also said that that'd be crazy though. Anyways,
if you compare him to his older self, it feels like day and night. It feels like there's been a 10-year time skip. The old Ryan had a slim face and a well-drawn jaw, but this one has a bloated and puffy face, and you might say that he gained some weight for his future fight. But you can't fool me, because that type of gain is the gain you usually get after getting promoted to drunk uncle at the function. When you listen to his voice and you see how he is, how he acts, like how he moves, it just feels like the guy has been hanging out and drinking with the old heads from midnight to 24, and let's not forget the pack of 20 cigarettes every hour, because his voice is so cracked up because of the cigarettes he's been smoking recently. You might wonder if he's seen worse things than a World War II vet. The older Ryan felt like he was a calm person in harmony with himself. It felt like he was an adult, but this one feels more like he's 5-year-old mentally, because he's always moving on his phone or talking over the podcast host. And it's not like Ryan displayed this attitude only during one podcast session, but he's been like that ever since he came back. And now people are just clowning him online because they see how he acts. They see he acts like he's been sniffing that white powder for like 10 days in a row, and now he has become the new laughingstock of the internet.
And I've been trying to pay his dad for 2 years after I got my payment. But Ryan Garcia is being a crybaby little bitch and not responding to my personal messages and only going on Twitter to be like, huh, you owe me money. But I'm like, dude, I've messaged you and I showed proof many times of me saying, where do I send this money? Because it's like, what does he think I don't have 10K to just send him? It's not like, and he's threatening to sue me and making it public that he's trying to sue me for $10,000. I'm like, dude, I've been trying to send you this money.
All right,
It's like,
listen to
Let
Mike.
her go
he's
to
saying that he's
court,
gonna
bro.
pull up. He's gonna pull up on me and like beat my ass. And I'm like, this isn't a boxing match, dog. This isn't a boxing match. I'm not afraid of a 130-pound soaking wet little female
Right.
boxer.
Wait, you got a kid? Do you have a son or a daughter?
No, this is about Ryan Garcia. So he's trying to get the
Oh,
$10,000 from me. But I know about the poker games that he's losing millions of dollars at because I've played at some of those games and they tell me how much of a fucking fish he is. Basically,
All
just
right.
throws money. He's like an idiot.
So hey, I will verify that by Bryce. I've got a lot of buddies at the top level of the poker games that run through Cali and Vegas, and he's definitely a fucking fish that loses a lot of money
Oh, a
at the
lot.
poker table.
That's why I wanted to compare Ryan's possible mental breakdown with other content creators, because it always starts with them displaying an erratic attitude, then starting to beef over some meaningless shit with other content creators. Beefing over 10K online when you made 30 million a year ago seems meaningless. And yeah, I know it's still money principles, but as a grown man, that's something you can handle in private, not on Twitter trying to make the other guy look like a broke nigger just for 10K. But this is not a good publicity stunt for your image, because you are a fighter. You need to be taken seriously. But if your future opponents see you beefing with a content creator over 10K, how are they supposed to take you seriously? I'm seeing you go from fighting a guy named Tang to beefing with a TikToker. How am I supposed to take you seriously? And that's why this face-off against Haney already feels like Ryan got knocked out.
What the fuck happens to your voice?
So at the end of the day, I've been screaming for these promos, but I'm not even gonna react. At the end of the day, you know, I want to clarify some
Stop
things.
the coke, nigga. It's fucking up your voice.
I want to clarify some things. I want to clarify some things. I don't do cocaine. I would do a live drug test.
What do you do?
I would do a
What do you
live
do?
drug test.
What do you do?
I drink and I smoke weed, and so has the majority of this room. You finally got somebody raising your hand saying, I'm real. I'm like this. I do drink. I do smoke. Now what? It's okay. Guess what? We all have our flaws and we all evolve as people. Look at, I'm 25 years old. You gotta remember, the weight of the world sometimes feels like it's on my shoulders. You I don't know how many people have been 25 years old and made $100 million in their life and can do whatever they want. I want to see what you would do in my shoes. Probably a lot more than some weed.
Ryan is a boxer, but I've seen middle schooler with better trash talking skills than him. You're off the henny right now. You're supposed to be a demon, but you're looking like a hobo clown on stage. Yeah, Haney's out there saying that you're drinking, that you're taking drugs, but don't even listen to that guy. Just punch him back or move on. Don't focus on that subject. And that's why I think he's having a mental breakdown, because every time you try to confront someone who's having a mental breakdown to the reality, they're always trying to convince themselves that everything is going perfectly well, there's no issues. But in reality, everything is crumbling apart. Yes, he's made 100 million by the age of 25. He has 10 million subs, but that doesn't mean he can handle himself perfectly.
Oh, I don't give a bro. They held me down and they made me watch little kids get raped. I don't give a anymore.
Where?
Bro, they took me to the woods, bro, and they tied. I'm not joking, bro. I have proof, bro. I don't give a bro. I will show you every video you could ever believe. Bohemian Grove is real. They tied me down and they made me watch, dog. I absolutely don't give a anymore. Yes, I lost it. They're little kids. You know the higher elites, bro. You already know who they are.
You know the path
Andrew,
you're going down is dangerous, my friend.
I
That's what
don't
I'm
give
worried
a.
about.
I don't give a. I was 2 years old. They raped me. I have proof of that too. That's where it all started.
You know there's going to be people who believe you're just saying this because you've, I don't know, had a mental breakdown or taken drugs and you're repeating some of the things you've said on the internet. And
Guess
so they're
what?
going to not believe you unless you come
Give
at
me
it
the
very
drug test then,
coherently.
Andrew, I'll go to fucking Romania and take a drug test in front of your face.
As of today, Ryan is trying to expose the dark secrets of this world. And when you adventure yourself in this realm, you need something to back up your words, because if you don't have any evidence, you're either going to be seen as a misunderstood preacher or someone who just needs to be institutionalized. He went from saying things that I can't really talk about YouTube, and you just can't go out there saying that to the whole world, because those are serious allegations. We're talking about Epstein level allegations. I don't know how it goes in the boxing world, but it feels like if he continues to go down that path, his agency will just drop him and move on. As a business, you do not want that kind of image to be associated with you. And yeah, he may be better off by himself, but is he mentally stable to be alone? Is he mentally capable of supporting the pressure that he's facing right now? Because on Twitter, Instagram, everywhere, this man is having lives talking about this conspiracy, about that, but does he know what he's talking about? Does he have the evidence to prove it? Or is he just delusional? That's the question that everyone is asking right now. I don't know how it's gonna end, but I just hope that this man has the right people around him, because if he doesn't, he's never coming back from that. It's over. But honestly, the only thing we can do right now is wait and see how this man's situation evolves. And also, I have the chance to say it, but thank you so much for the 300 subs. It's not 300,000 yet, but one step at a time. So thank you so much for everyone who subscribe or just watch my videos. If you like my content, don't hesitate to subscribe, comment, like, you know the drill, and let me know what you think about this situation, because you might have more information than I have. It might add up or complement to what I've said, so don't hesitate to speak up. And I'll see you soon. And I just want to say, Ryan, please be ready for your next fight, because right now even I can knock you out.